Hi travelers, Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot. A lot of you have been contacting me about the new website, telling me how much you like it, and I would like to thank you, those of you who have stopped by, all of the new subscribers that have joined up. I really appreciate it. Welcome aboard. You can go over, there's a YouTube chat section. I'm sorry you got to log in with your social media, but I haven't found anything better yet that works within the Wix system. I'm checking on that, and you can also leave, somebody came over and left a testimonial for me for one of my Akashic Records readings, so thank you so much. I appreciate that. And a lot of you have been, some of the comments that you've made over the last couple of days, and yes, I do see them, seems to be everybody's kind of, I don't know, not depressed, but kind of like, eh. And today is a full moon. We have another one tomorrow. Right now it's sitting in between Scorpio and Sagittarius. So the full moon will be ending tomorrow on the 22nd, and Mercury will be stationing direct, which might be why everybody's feeling so weird. We shall see. So what I was going to do was just I'm actually going to do 2 spreads and see what we can see here. A lot of you have been posting up about relationship issues, so let's see what we can see. And then I got to get busy with finish the Preakness stakes are on. The Sport of Kings, horse racing. Love it. Can't afford it, but love it. 1 second. I'm recording. Come in. She's in the morning. Okay, sorry about that. My daughter's friend just showed up. All right, 9 cards down. This is the Radiant White deck. And we're going to see what the cards have to say. All right, we're going to do the Hidden Lotus spread. Well, there seems to be 2 kings here. Wow, and the Tower in the center. Oh, 3 kings. Look at that. There's a King of Wands. Wow. Well, what I have, there seems to be an earth sign female, an air sign male, a water sign male, and then we have this fire sign male. So this is quite interesting. Some of you earth sign women seeming to be really popular there. Right in the center we have the Tower. And the Tower is a sudden event. It can be an emotional outburst. Remember I was telling you about this fiery full moon in Sagittarius that's coming up. It can be really the clearing of the air, a sudden realization. It could be something like suddenly losing your job, even suddenly your car just breaking down for no reason, or you found out that somebody hacked your bank account. They got your card number and they drained your bank account. So it's typically something that's unexpected. Okay, it's not always a bad thing. And I'm not exactly sure really what's going on in this spread. There's some strange kind of energies and juxtapositions of the cards. And I'm not exactly sure if these kings are actually people or energies. They're kind of appearing to be both. So I don't know what this is, people. Let me take a look here. Give me a second. Now, I could say for some of you, perhaps earth sign women out there, um, maybe you have some kind of dealings with a king of swords. This is typically an air sign male. He's going to be your Gemini, your Libra, and your Aquarius. If it is not an air sign male that you may have been dealing with, then it is either someone who is rather brusque, like this person, and emotionally distant and standoffish. But it could also be the energy of kind of taking a step back, removing your emotions from a situation, and just kind of silently watching what's happening or what's going on. But there's some sadness involved in this. I do have the Five of Cups, and I have 3 cup cards, 1 major arcana, 2 swords, a wand, a coin in the spread itself. Okay? And whatever this is, there's some melancholy or sadness, as if you've lost something. And this just could be the feeling that, something just doesn't feel right. Maybe you don't feel your normal self. Maybe you become very nostalgic and you're looking back over times when things were better. But as I always say, this card is like the Two of Cups in disguise. There is something else for you. Basically, it's going to require that you just change direction. Okay? Instead of look to the past, look towards the future. Now, I do feel that for some of you earth sign women, we're dealing really with, I think, 3 different characters. This looks like it could be the return of someone like this for some of you quite suddenly. This is Mercury in Sagittarius. This card, the 8 of Wands, can represent love at first sight. I do have this diagonal here. But it can also represent travel, air travel. It also, with the Tower, it's really, really something that's going to happen quite quickly. I don't feel this is perhaps maybe a return. It could very well be. Or maybe you just heard from someone. This can sometimes represent fast communications. Because really there's nothing there but the wands going across the open field and the sky. So it's kind of like it's anybody's guess what this thing is. But whatever it is, I think it's going to happen quite suddenly and unexpectedly. Maybe perhaps that's this diagonal here with the 5 of Cups, the Tower, and the Swords, the 8 of Swords. And we do know that this card is all about feeling stuck and feeling bound and limited, as if you can't extricate yourself or get out of a situation, or you don't know how to get out of the situation, or you feel that you can't get out of the situation. But again, those are thoughts. It's not a reality. As a matter of fact, as you can see, that woman has the blindfold on, so she's not even facing reality. She's kind of in her own little world there. But if she truly desires, she can simply break free of those bonds and remove the blindfold, dance a jig or walk away. It has to do something emotional, because you see she's standing in a slight, as if the tide has gone out. Okay. It's sort of like she's feeling stranded, left there. And she's kind of waiting for maybe her emotions to come back, or maybe the water to come back in and wash her away. Now, I think it's interesting that this card is on the level with these 3 cup cards. So perhaps for some of you, you had a sudden offer has come in. Now, we always say that the cups deal with emotions, but typically you can be happy about a new job, a new house, a new car, a new baby, and of course, a new lover. Whatever this thing is, it still comes as a surprise. And I keep getting that message because I have, with the Tower, with the 8 of Wands, with the fish in the cup, with the dove coming down, descending down, perhaps quite suddenly, to dip his wafer there in the cup. This is literally the card about overflowing emotions, okay? But it also represents an emotional fresh start. So again, this person could create some type of, outburst or say something, and if this guy says something, it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna be nice. He's like the mastermind king of the tarot. This is the guy that you're gonna play that you can't beat in chess. He's the Russian chess opponent, okay? Very tactical, very strategic, plans way ahead, just has a mind like a clock. But I do have this thing here. But this tower can represent either that this person suddenly expresses their emotions to you out of the blue, or that the person can say something to you out of the blue that kind of, all of a sudden makes you realize, that sudden realization, you know what, I need to kind of move on, or whatever that may be. I'm going to take some Sabilas on this, by the way. Now, I have this 5. There is some sadness associated with this king. There's also some sadness associated with this king. And even if this is a same-sex relationship, whomever would take the role of the female, and then you have perhaps these 3 suitors who are here. Mercury does go retrograde, maybe out of the blue. Suddenly, you're going to hear from 2 or 3 people you hadn't heard from in a while. Perhaps things that you thought were dead, done, completely finished. You had thought about, oh, dang, what is his name? Okay, sends you an email and kind of out of the blue, and he maybe wants to rekindle the friendship or relationship or whatever the interaction is between you. Now, whatever this sadness is here, it did happen quite suddenly and unexpectedly. And maybe something that you did not see coming, okay? But then I have this lovely here, the 5 of Cups, some sadness, being reminiscent, nostalgic, but this is also about regrets and sorrow and heartache. Here with this King of Cups, and this is going to be your water sign male. He's going to be your Cancer, your Scorpio, or your Pisces. Or someone who embodies the qualities of the watery signs, someone who's extremely emotional, maybe highly sensitive, maybe a bit touchy emotionally. Something also happened for this king himself. Something quite sudden out of the blue happened for this particular king himself. But nevertheless, it seems as though he's able to recover and come from this space again. Now, this King of Wands, I'm not exactly sure if this is representing Sagittarius, because we are having the full moon, and we do have the Scorpio. The moon right now is between Scorpio and Sagittarius. Even though these aren't the Scorpio Sagittarius cards, they do represent water and fire. And this King of Wands is sitting over, looking at the whole spread. Now, if this is a person, this could very well be a new either prospect or just a new person entering your life. In terms of a prospect, I don't know what that could be. These guys typically, the kings, no matter what their suit, they are the fiery part of their own suits. Okay, and what that means is that they've earned, they can think, they can move, they can strategize, they can do a lot of things, okay? They didn't become kings. They started out as pages, each one, and they worked themselves up to a king, all right? So these are not, this is not some guy who's just sitting around crying all day or being lost in his emotions. He's got stuff to do as well. He didn't become a king without having to get up and do something. So what I want to do, I'm shocked to see these 3 kings here. I think this happened in one of the mid-month readings as well. I can't remember which one, but there's 3 kings here. And there's a knighting between the two kings and the Eight of Swords here. So maybe there's some kind of clash between these two kings. But this chick in the center, she got the good stuff going on. With her knighting, it goes from the Queen to the, from the Five of Cups over. Whatever this was happened quite suddenly, but there's going to be a recuperation, a new opportunity. Let me put it that way. This is really an odd spread. I mean, I'm a Virgo, and I don't know what the hell this says. I don't recognize this in my own personal life. I don't recognize this at all. So, it's a lot of testosterone. All right, let's take a look at the... First, let's take a look at what the tower is trying to tell us, because, I mean, smack dab in the center, and everything else is around it. I don't know what this is, people. Now, this could be saying two things. The three cards are Fortuna, a positive event, but it's in the past position. The Giovane Fanciulla. Now, I typically read her as an action card, although she can represent a younger female, okay? However, maybe this speaks to when this sudden event came about. It does involve a single man. I don't know what this is. Let me put these cards down. Maybe I can get more information as I lay more cards. I want to see what, of course, the five of, and I have two eights here. 3 kings and 2 aces, and 1 female. I don't know what this is. Okay, now, some kind of change. Now, we see that with the tower. The tower always brings a change. It's unavoidable change. Okay, and so, La Vecchia Signora, a change. Maybe that's why we have this, okay? The Letterato, maybe it has been a change in the way someone feels, maybe. And the Melancholia, which is 2 cards of sadness, sorrow, and regret on top of each other. This is a really odd spread. I can't really tell you. Let me look at the 8 of Swords, and maybe as I lay some more cards, I can... Okay. The card of feeling bound and limited, restricted, the desperate jealousy, the allegrezza al cuore, and the second tower card, the disgrazia, on top of the 8 of Swords. I have no idea what this spread is trying to tell me. I don't have a clue. Maybe if I look at the kings, that'll tell me something. I always try to get to the negative cards first, because then it can help me kind of pinpoint what's happening. But in this instance, I don't understand it. Okay. The Limineo, a past bond, relationship, but it was a very, very important relationship. If not in the way that the relationship played out, then perhaps from the lessons that you learned from that relationship. The La Nemica, a female, another female or a female rival currently on the scene because she represents the present. And then we have the Belvedere, This is great foresight or planning or looking ahead. Now, this has come out on this King of Swords. Remember I said he's a mastermind, this guy. Okay? He probably done thunk, 25 steps ahead around everybody else. I'm going to actually do another spread to see if I can pull up really what, because I don't understand what this is about. Now, on the King of Cups, I have the Doctore, which is someone who can help. Sospiri, a long time in coming. Alegria, this is a pastime, family, friends, hobbies, a celebration. So given that, I can look at this row and say that if I remove these cards, that maybe this king had to leave quite suddenly. Okay. Some type of family event or vacation or, I don't know, meeting or the Doctore, maybe this person needed to get away, to refresh themselves. We do have this. Okay. I don't know what these three cards are trying to tell me on the Tower, because I don't really understand what the Tower is all about. Let's look at the King of Wands. Now look, there's a bunch of women in this spread. There's a bunch of women. So maybe this is not just about one woman. Maybe it's about several people and their relationships. But for some reason, the Queen of Coins sits at the very top of the spread. So we cannot rule her out. Dinari. L'amante, female, and the Donna Maritata. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is telling me that this guy's got two chicks on the side, okay? One presently, and maybe he's thinking about another. We do have the card of security here. Maybe the safest saying that this guy's trying to figure out how he's going to, I don't know, get his finances right. It could be saying that he has decided to take this chick, the female Lamante, and take the relationship to the next level. She goes from being a lover to a Donna Maritata. Not necessarily that you're going to be having kids, but that this role could be maybe just taking care of him. His house, his property, his things, while he focuses on the money. I do have this Nine of Cups underneath. So if that's the case, I'm wondering if this Queen of Coins herself is not just an energy, a time of being logical, rational, I don't know, getting into your earthly, whatever it is that you need to do to be who you are. Maybe that's been shaken up through a new offer that's come in. I don't know what the hell this is. I wish I could tell you. I'm going to pull these cards up and we're going to, but wait, we have the card underneath the deck, underneath the spread. Look, I do not know what the hell is going on with this. Now I have 2 queens, people, and 3 kings. I have a La Nemica, I have the Lamante, the Donna Maritata. I don't know what this is. This is quite interesting. That's 5 court cards. So either this is about 2 couples, because I do have the King and Queen of Wands, or 2 women and 3 men. But I don't know who's doing what. I don't know. This is odd. I was not. And she comes underneath the tower. So maybe this chick came back suddenly. Ah, let me look at this. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Here it comes. Here it comes. Let me remove the Sabilas. Now I got to remember where they all went. He went there. Was on top of the tower. Hold on now. This is what I'm getting. Check this out. Check this out. This guy, I think, showed up out of the blue. But maybe you don't know what to think about this guy. Okay? But now, look, these people all know each other. Even though they're of different suits, they all know each other because they're queens and they're kings. And kings and queens of one suit interact with kings and queens of a different suit. That's why you send out the pages and the knights, right? They bring messages and gifts. Now, if this is a same-sex relationship, we can't rule that out. Maybe these two women now have just met and there's something new on the horizon for them. We're going to call that. If this is a same-sex relationship, then we put that back in the center. As I said, something happened between these two kings. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's about. Now, if I go back and look at this, now that I'm looking, so say these two kings met each other. It was something positive. The Giovani Fanciulla being an action card means that it is brand new territory, okay? But there's a single man here. I don't know if this is a third man. I don't know. Now, if I take this off the tower and I put it here, again, it would be a third man. And we hadn't even talked about that King of Wands over there. I don't know what the hell to tell y'all about this. I'm going to try to see if the cards are going to work with me. Now, whatever this thing is, I can say that really the foundations of these two things, okay? Because that's what was in the center. Remember? So either this Queen of Wands, maybe she's got all of these dudes, I don't know, interested in her because everything hinges on her. And she was the hidden element. You see? She was hidden underneath the deck. And maybe with the full moon, some things are going to be illuminated either for this queen or about this queen. I wish, if y'all are confused, because it looks like here she started out sad and she's still in a place where she's not good. But then she comes in quite suddenly for this King of Cups. But like it's saying that this King of Swords also got dibs. But then these two are a couple. Let me look at this. Oh, geez, intuition don't fail me now. We've got the Disgrazia here. We've got the La Nemica, so that makes sense because she was the hidden element, the unknown element. Okay, so this could make sense. But it doesn't look as though these two are enemies, although they very well could be, because we have this line down the center. Maybe they're enemies and they don't know about each other. So each female has someone who's interested in them. But perhaps they, the two females, or perhaps, I don't know what this is. I can't even make it up. I can't make it up. But oddly enough, this guy looks like he gets exactly what he wants. So maybe that's why he's sitting in the back, watching all of the chaos and the confusion. But it reads like 4 people entangled in some way. One person showing up quite suddenly out of the blue and kind of throwing a wrench around for a lot of people. Now, if I'm just going to look at the stance of the card, this Queen of Wands looks interested in this King of Cups. But this King of Swords looks as though he's interested in this Queen of Wands. And it's like this queen, she's just doing her own thing. She's not looking at anybody. She's just doing her own thing. Oh, I don't know what the hell this is. So why would we have a Lanamika in the present? If he's interested in her, see the diagonal? He's going to make her some kind of offer. So who the hell is the Lanamika? Is it this woman, even though she may not be aware that she's a Lanamika? She just showed up and brought a whole bunch of hell with her. Hellfire and brimstone. Remember, she was the hidden element under the card. This king, though, looks as though he may not be interested because he's looking that way. She's looking at him. He's looking this way. But I don't understand the cups. And these two guys are facing each other. But he got this going on. The King of Wands. And this guy's got this going on. Now, if this is one guy, that's some gone busy. Okay? Because I don't know what this is. So I'm going to pull the cards up. If anybody out there thinks they know this situation or recognizes this situation or has some idea of what it's all about, please come underneath the video and tell me. Even if you're trying to use your intuition, because I don't know what this is. You know, I could be one of those readers that try to fake it, but I swear to God, I can't tell you what this is. And I don't fake my readings. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull these cards up. Hold up. We're going to reshuffle them and ask. I didn't really ask a question. I just asked to see what I could see, you see. So I don't even know what to ask. Well, let's ask, I don't even know what to ask. I'm so taken aback by the number of people. That was really 6 court cards, 3 kings, 2 queens, and a page. But even still, the outcome card was the Ace of Cups. That's what's so odd about it. It's like there's a whole bunch of confusion going on. Maybe that King of Swords is representing communications of some sort. But it didn't feel like that to me. Again, that 5 of Cups just flew out. It just flew out. That card represents Mars and Scorpio. Okay. It's called the Lord of Lost Pleasure. Okay. The loss of pleasure. Lord of loss of pleasure. That's what the card is called. I don't know what the hell that was. And that really took me aback. I cannot even say that those were energies. Because it didn't fit. They feel like people. Not energies, but people. And if this is one guy, maybe that's what I should ask. Is this one guy? different personas of one guy. Maybe some of y'all dealing with somebody that got multiple personalities out there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see if this is one guy. Okay. One guy and two chicks. We're going to ask that. It doesn't read like that. Even though I don't know what the hell it's saying, it doesn't read like that. It doesn't read like it's one guy and two chicks. It looks like one chick minding her own business, another chick doing a sneak attack, but she got two dudes. See, that's what was odd to me. The Queen of Wands has both. She has not a Gemini. She has an air sign male, a King of Swords, interested in her, wanting to make her an offer. But it's like she's chasing, because she's literally looking at the back or the shoulder of this King of Wands. She's looking at someone else. That Queen of Pentacles at the top, she was simply minding her own business. She wasn't looking. She was not really facing. She's not. But I don't know why the Five of Cups would be sitting there either, because that would imply that there was something between that didn't quite go well between that Queen of Coins and that King of Swords. I guess it would imply that. But I'm not reading that Queen as really being central to the issue. There's something about her in that situation, but she's not really central to the issue. And then to have the two queens down the center with the page, as if they're going to offer some kind of gift to each other. I don't know what that could be about. Let's see. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Now, y'all see the cards coming out? Hold up. Maybe they want to talk. They want to talk. They want to talk, people. I'm not going to put down the bottom card. This is how they came out. Now look at this. It was 2 8s in the first spread. Oh, look at this. There's that King of Swords again. That whole row of swords. 2 3s. Remember I told you it's a lot of people in that situation. Whatever. 3 3s. And the Death card. Okay. Then I'm going to wrap this up because I don't know what in the hell is going on. This row at the top, whatever this offer is, now I want you guys to pay close attention because there's so many people in that previous spread that I can't really make heads or tails of who this is talking about. So I'm going to assume now that I think I've got a more clarification, because that first spread was a brain twister, that this is going to speak to many of you on different levels. Remember we had that tower in the center and underneath was that hidden queen, that hidden element. Because these cards typically kind of represent the same thing. Only this card is, you really think somebody stabbed you in the heart. And that's probably what it feels like. But whatever this offer is, it is a karmic link. It is a bond. It could even be something that someone is deliberately doing. You see, you don't ever want to really piss the devil off, okay? And there is something this represents Saturn, and I feel that whatever this is representing, even if it's a person, it's the Capricorn card, okay? And if that's the case, then that would be, another Earth person. This person has intentions that are not quite good. It is a link to the past, and they've been working on it for quite some time. Now, this guy's been coming up a lot. And I don't like to give, air sign, I don't like to give any particular zodiac sign a bad rep. But I don't like what I'm feeling with this King of Swords and the Devil. Because here, there's some type of celebration. You see that? Now, I do have the 3 threes here, and I have the 5 of Swords, which also has 3 people in it. So, remember that I was saying to you that it could be that Queen of Wands, maybe she put something in motion with that 8 of Wands. Okay, because that card is things happening quite suddenly with the Tower, unexpectedly. Things coming literally almost faster than you can turn your head. And one choice leading to a complete breakdown. Okay, the Tower. All across the center row, the 5 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, the King of Swords. This is somebody walking away with their prize. And there was some devastation left in the wake. And it's like this guy's been working on it. He's been working on it. He's not only been working, making his money. He's been doing his job. But he's been working on something else. Okay, that's going to bring about some kind of ending. I don't like this card at the top because what it says to me is that the energy of this card really wants to bring about this kind of pain. Because they can build upon it. Okay? This is supposed to be the firm foundation of a house. So this is supposed to be something that is enjoyable. I want you to look. A celebration brought about the building of something new. But it comes to an end. That's the exit card. That's the end. And what it changes into, sorrow, regret, loss, heartache. Even this, it's like some offer comes in. There's 3 people here for certain. I don't know how the connections are. And that brings that offer to an end. But somebody ends up getting some kind of celebration because it's something that they've been working on. It's like they purposely want to do this. That's the message that I'm getting. I hope don't want to scare anybody, but look, I don't want to scare anybody. Look, if any of you are dealing in a situation where you may be about to join forces or join another person, I do feel that this is an X. It's representative of an X. And it is somebody who feels that they are not done. This isn't a legal issue. This isn't a legal issue, because I could read him as being a judge, but that's not a legal issue. This guy is playing, and he's playing for keeps. So if this is all about some dirt that you've done to somebody, I don't like the devil in this spread at all. He sits at the top with this 3. These 3 threes. That's just so odd to me. Let's take a look at these 3 cards. It's a 45-minute reading. I was not expecting this, people. Mercante, planning, long-range vision, contracts, negotiations, putting things together. Again, the Giovane Fanciulla. Something that hasn't been quote-unquote done before. She represents a virgin. Speranza. Now, I don't know if this is saying that some guy is going to come and try to sweep you off your feet. Whatever this is, it's planned. Whatever it is, it's planned. And somebody's been working on it and planning on it for a long time. And it starts out sweet and innocent enough. But something happened and somebody walked away, okay? And they think, they had their celebration because they think they got away. But you didn't. Whatever this means has to do with money and emotions. Now, I don't know if this is coming up in a business relationship here. But whatever this is, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Now, if those 3 kings, to me, the 3 kings can represent someone meeting, like people getting together and meeting. Maybe it's a business deal, but it doesn't make any sense that those 2 queens are sitting in the middle of that unless there are 2 women who happen to be there and they have some part in that. It didn't read like that. It doesn't read like gossip. It doesn't read like fights. It doesn't read, it just reads as if there are going to be a bunch of things happening, but someone is coming back. It kind of reads like for revenge. Someone's returning for revenge because they haven't forgotten this. They haven't forgotten this. The devil has a long memory, and the King of Swords can wait a long time. This is the card of apprenticeship. So this means that whatever this person is working on, it's coming about. There's going to be completion of it at some point. Now, there's going to be some type of ending. And we know that, yes, endings are new beginnings, but a new beginning for whom? Let's just pull the cards right quick and see. Is it going to be a new beginning for this King of Swords? But even if that's the case, he's the only court card besides this. It's like he don't even end up getting any enjoyment out of it, except for the fact that maybe he was able to do it. There's another Tower card, and it's associated with that Tower card that was back there. The Militare, this is doing things sometimes in secret or hidden, making plans, strategizing. It is also the card of getting caught. And a letter. Now, this doesn't read like a divorce. I don't know what the hell this is. Look, I gotta stop now. This is a 50-minute video. I hope that helps some of you. I don't mean to frighten you. If I did, that was not my intention. I was actually hoping to try to impart a little bit of, I don't know, lightness as we move through the full moon. But the cards are trying to tell me something else. It may become clearer after the full moon. But this last spread, I don't like it. All right. That's what I have for you. I hope those messages helped. And namaste. Oh, it didn't click.